Hello friends, on 21st August 1911, it was a Monday morning in the French capital Paris. It was quite bustling. People were going to work in their offices. When suddenly three men came out of the Louvre Museum. The three had spent the previous night in the museum, and now they were carrying an important property of the Louvre Museum that was hidden in a blanket. While they tried to escape, they went to a nearby railway station and caught the train at 8:45 in the morning and disappeared. The whole world was unaware of the fact that they had stolen a painting, not an insignificant painting, the world's most famous painting, the Mona Lisa. Today, the value of this painting is close to $1 billion. What is the reason behind this? What are the secrets hidden in the Mona Lisa? Why is this the most famous painting in the world? Let's understand the mystery of Mona Lisa in today's video. Mona Lisa was painted in 1503 by an Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci, and this man was so amazing that you won't believe it. Not only was he a painter but also an engineer, scientist, sculptor, architect and theorist. He had knowledge of so many subjects, be it painting, cartography, astronomy, anatomy, botany, hydrology, geology and optics. An entire video can be made on his life. So without talking about him too much, let's get on Mona Lisa, which was his most famous painting. But who was this person in the painting? People have always been curious about the identity of a woman in the painting. The first revelation about this was made by an Italian artist named Giorgio Vasari, who wrote the autobiography of Leonardo da Vinci in 1550. According to Vasari, this woman was Lisa Gherardini. She was married to a silk trader who lived in Florence, Francesco Giocondo. He believed that Francesco had commissioned this painting of his wife, and that's the origin of the name of this painting. The first name that we all know, Mona Lisa, derived from Madonna Lisa. Traditionally in Italian, the word Madonna was used to mean madam. So Madonna Lisa means Madam Lisa. The word Madonna was later shortened to Mona, Mona with a double N. When this was written in English, an N was dropped and Mona became Mona. So Mona Lisa means Madam Lisa or Lady Lisa. And then comes Mona Lisa other name, which is La Giocondo. After her marriage, Lisa Gherardini became Lisa Giocondo. Interestingly, in Italian, Giocondo means light-hearted or cheerful, meaning bright and joyful. And today's Mona Lisa is very famous for her smile. So that's where it got its name, La Giocondo. In French, the word Giocondo is written with a J, like this, Giocondo. So that's why when you go to Louvre Museum in Paris and see the painting of Mona Lisa, in French, it would be identified as La Giocondo. Now the interesting thing is that in 1550, despite this revelation, people were not ready to believe that Vasari narrative was correct. Many theories had started to emerge about this woman being someone else. Some people said that she was Leonardo da Vinci's mother. Some said this was painting of a queen from Italian aristocracy. The most interesting theory was that in the painting, Da Vinci painted himself, that this painting is not of a woman but in fact a self-portrait of Da Vinci, where he imagined how he would have looked had he been a woman. This theory was promoted by artist Lilian Suarez in an article in 1987. She used a digital tool to try to show similarities between Leonardo da Vinci face and Mona Lisa image. With this logic, any two faces can be seen as similar by placing them on top of each other. But today we can say with a lot of certainty that the woman painted here is indeed Lisa Giocondo. A professor living in Florence researched this for 45 years and found the archives, and in 2004 he discovered clear evidence to prove this fact. He also found that the Vinci family had a close relationship with Francesco Giocondo's family. He also found a record that Lisa's marriage was registered on 5th March 1495 when Lisa was 16 years old and Francesco was around 30 years old. He found that Leonardo da Vinci's father and Lisa's husband knew each other very well. And it's possible that the painting was commissioned not by Lisa's husband but by Leonardo's father. Palanti says that when Mona Lisa was painted, Lisa was 24 years old, and that there might have been two reasons for this painting. The first reason is that in 1503, when Francesco and Lisa bought their home, Or the second reason is that in December 1502, when their second son was born. The second reason seems more probable because 3 years before this, in 1499, Lisa lost her daughter. If you look at this painting closely, you will see a veil over Lisa's hair. Many people call it a mourning veil. It is a veil that is worn when someone in the family has passed away. Now one question arises here: if Da Vinci was Italian, Mona Lisa was Italian, then why is this painting in France today? Well, the thing about this is that in the year 1516, the King of France, King Francis I, invited Leonardo da Vinci to live in France, and so da Vinci moved from Italy to France and took with him the Mona Lisa. Historical records aren't clear about this, but it's believed that Da Vinci hadn't completed the painting yet. 15 years of starting the painting, he was still working on this painting, trying to modify it and make it better. Meanwhile, in the year 1519, Leonardo da Vinci passed away during her stay in French palace, and the king kept this painting as a part of his royal collection. About 150 years, in 1797, when the French Revolution happened, this painting was taken out of the palace and handed over to the Louvre Museum. The interesting thing is that this is the reason why the Mona Lisa was stolen in 1911. I had talked about this at the beginning of the video. The mastermind of this theft was Vincenzo Perugia. He stole this painting together with his two friends. He was an Italian nationalist. He believed that this painting belonged to Italy, not in France. And so after stealing it, they took it to Italy. Stealing such a famous painting was a risky job, especially when the value of the painting was in millions of dollars. So obviously Vincenzo would not have felt safe after this theft. So it was found that the mastermind of this theft, Vincenzo Perugia, was an employee in the Louvre Museum. One day he hid in some corner of the museum and spent the whole night there, after which the next morning he walked out with the painting. He believed that since Leonardo da Vinci was an Italian, this painting should be in an Italian museum. When the news of this theft spread, it made headlines all over the world. Scores of detectives were put to work to look for the thief, but no one could find him. For 2 years, Perugia hid this painting at his home. He wondered what he could do with it. The whole world was looking for it. Finally, he became impatient and tried to sell the painting. He tried to sell this painting to an art dealer in Florence, to Giovanni Poggi. Giovanni became suspicious and saw the stamp on the painting to confirm that it was the stolen painting. He was being sold the most wanted item in the world. Because of this, Vincenzo was caught and was sentenced to 6 months imprisonment. The painting was sent back to the Louvre Museum and was hung up on the 4th January 1914. Today this painting is displayed there behind bulletproof glass in strict climate controlled condition, where humidity is maintained at 50 degrees plus minus 10 degrees. Temperature is strictly maintained at 18 degrees Celsius to 21 degrees Celsius. Perhaps the most interesting part in this story is that only after this theft did Mona Lisa's popularity start increasing and it became the world's #1 famous painting.